families are supposed to represent elegance, stability, and order. But history tells a very different story. Across continents and centuries, behind the crowns and palaces, were rulers driven by paranoia, obsession, betrayal, and madness. Today, we're ranking the craziest royal families in world history, from Europe to Asia. These are the dynasties where reality was stranger than myth. 12. The Swedish royal family, scandals behind the snow. Sweden looks peaceful today, but its monarchy has a long history of chaos. King Carl XVI Gustav was accused of attending secret sex clubs and mingling with underworld figures. Princess Sofia went from reality TV star to princess, with the palace later admitting she had met Jeffrey Epstein before her marriage. And centuries earlier, King Eric XIV executed nobles in fits of paranoia and may have been poisoned. Not to mention they also committed incest secretly, which is why the son of one of the other kings to Napoleon's time shot his son and then killed himself. To add to it, the Swedish royal family we have today isn't even related to the original one. Since to Napoleon's time, the king and queen who lost their heir put Desiree's husband, a French soldier, Bernadotte, on the throne. Is this a good or a bad thing? I don't know. You tell me. 11. The Hashemite dynasty, kings, coups, and assassinations. The Hashemites once ruled Jordan, Iraq, and Syria, and their story is soaked in political drama. King Abdullah I was assassinated outside a mosque. King Faisal II of Iraq was killed in a revolution that wiped out the entire royal family. King Hussein survived multiple assassination attempts. Few dynasties have endured so many coups and crises and still survived. 10. The House of Saud, power, rivalry, and palace intrigue. The Saudi royal family is one of the largest and most powerful in the world. Its history is filled with rival princes, sudden successions, internal purges, and dramatic power struggles that shape the modern Middle East. A dynasty built on alliances, betrayals, and the relentless pursuit of control. Not to mention there is this crazy Arab guy called the Fatimid Caliphate, the caliph who vanished into the desert. Caliph al-Hakim by Allah was one of the strangest rulers in Arab history. He banned certain foods, outlawed women from leaving their homes, ordered dogs killed. And then one night, he rode into the desert and vanished forever. Maybe not from the same branch of family, but still Muslim royals nonetheless. The Abbasids oversaw one of the greatest cultural eras in history, but behind the brilliance was a court full of paranoia and bloodshed. Caliphs were strangled with bowstrings, poisoned by rivals, or smothered by their own guards. Civil wars erupted between brothers. Eunuchs, generals, and concubines controlled the palace. It was a dynasty where genius and brutality lived side by side. 9. The Ming Dynasty, alchemists, assassins, and isolation. The Ming emperors ruled from behind the walls of the Forbidden City, sometimes literally. The Jiajing emperor forced palace women to perform dangerous alchemical rituals to extend his life, until they tried to strangle him with a silk ribbon. Emperor Zhengde created an alter ego, snuck out of the palace to party, kept a private zoo, and nearly drowned while drunk. The Ming court was a world of rituals, paranoia, and eccentricity. Dynasty, poison, power, and the woman behind the throne. Empress Dowager Cixi rose from low-ranking concubine to the most powerful woman in Asia. She ruled from behind the throne for nearly 50 years, survived assassination attempts, and may have poisoned the emperor. Her adopted son, Emperor Guangxu, tried to modernize China until Cixi placed him under house arrest for life. When he died, modern tests revealed arsenic levels 2,000 times higher than normal. And at number 1, Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of China. He unified the empire and then became obsessed with immortality. He drank mercury elixirs, hunted for magical islands, and built a massive underground army, the Terracotta Warriors, to protect him in the afterlife. He ruled through fear, burned books, buried scholars, and died chasing eternal life. A ruler whose ambition reshaped China and destroyed him. Not to forget the sad story of the last emperor of China, Emperor Puyi, who was never happy in his life, only in the end to become the gardener of his own former palace. Apparently that became the happiest time of his life. 7. The Takeda clan of Japan, the tragedy of Lady Koi. Takeda Shinjan was one of Japan's greatest warlords, but even he couldn't escape the chaos inside his own household. His beloved Lady Koi was accused of treason by jealous rivals. Shinjan ordered her execution, only to learn later that she was innocent. According to legend, strange blue-white flames, Kitsunabe, foxfire, appeared in the palace afterward, as if her spirit returned to accuse those who wronged her. A dynasty built on honor, undone by whispers. Other stories say that Lady Koi was his cousin and wife who forcefully had to marry him. She gave him a son but swore to get revenge. She raised her son full of hatred towards his father, and when he grew up, he was responsible for the entire downfall of the Takeda clan. There is the other version where Lady Koi died, but before that she had put a curse on the family. After that, another man from another family joined the family, and then he was responsible for the utter collapse of the Takeda clan. Not to forget the famous Taira and Minamoto clans in Japan, who were just as bad as this clan. They fought for centuries over the emperor and each other. 6. The Romanovs, mystics, madness, and the fall of an empire. The last Russian royal family lived in a world of omens, prophecies, and mystics. Rasputin's influence over the court fueled paranoia and political disaster. Nicholas II ignored the collapsing empire around him. Their downfall was tragic, but also the result of years of denial, superstition, and disastrous decisions. The Romanovs, mystics, prophecies, and Rasputin, the last Russian dynasty, was obsessed with mystics, omens, and spiritual healers. Rasputin's influence, political paranoia, and detachment from reality helped doom the empire. But don't forget, we also have Ivan the Terrible, a former Russian ruler who went mad and killed his own son. Either way, even Russians have their crazies as well. As for Catherine the Great, there were too many Catherines to go around. Since her son married a Catherine, and the one after that too. Guess one wasn't enough. 5. The French royal families, madness, poison, and revolution. France produced some of the most dramatic monarchs in Europe. Charles VI believed he was made of glass and refused to be touched. Charles IX was haunted by the screams of massacre victims and deteriorated mentally until his death. Catherine de' Medici was rumored to keep a cabinet of poisons and a network of seductive spies. There was a famous poem that people said about her: Catherine de' Medici, plump and squat, tell us what is and what is not. With her alchemist she dabbles in fate, arranging destinies and dispensing hate. Louis XVI and Marie Antoinette were so out of touch that their reign ended with the French Revolution. Let's have cake right. A dynasty defined by brilliance and breakdown. And the first rulers of France quite literally had a bad hair day, the Merovingians, the long-haired kings. The early kings of France believed their power came from their hair. Cutting a Merovingian king's hair was considered a political act, almost a dethroning. Some kings grew their hair so long they could barely walk. 4. The Julio-Claudian dynasty, Rome's first family of chaos. Rome's earliest emperors were a parade of paranoia and scandal. Caligula tried to make his horse a senator and waged war with weeds. Some sources say he committed sexual actions with his horse and sister. Nero performed on stage while Rome burned. Nero fancied himself an artist, forcing nobles to attend his endless performances. He executed family members, allegedly started a fire he later blamed on Christians, and spent more time on stage than on the throne. Rome burned, Nero sang. And in the middle of it all was Claudius, the reluctant emperor found hiding behind a curtain after Caligula's assassination. His wives plotted against him, and his final wife, Agrippina, may have poisoned him with mushrooms to put her son Nero on the throne. This wasn't a dynasty, it was a 4-generation murder mystery. 3. The Royals of England. You have Chop Chop Lady Elizabeth, Henry wanna have wives classy style executioner. I mean, sounds like a clown show, right? Yeah, they have even more to offer. You've got the famous King Richard that had his two nephews murdered in the London Tower because he thought they were illegitimate, even though he was more illegitimate than his own nephews. His mother had an affair. We got Henry VI of England, the passive king, a king so gentle and indecisive that his court basically ruled for him. He refused to wear royal clothing, avoided decision-making, and slipped into long periods of catatonia. Imagine a king who just opts out. King George III of Britain, the Mad Monarch. Known for episodes of mania, hallucinations, and uncontrollable speech, George III's condition shaped British politics for decades. Some reports say he talked nonstop for hours. Others say he wrote 400-word sentences. Either way, the man needed a break. You have the modern-day royal family. Heck, there are even weird rumors about them. If you want to know, you'll have to watch my other video to find out. We have Henry's beautiful daughter Bloody Mary. She was more harsh than her sister. Some sources say that she even poisoned her brother Edward when he was sick so that he would die more quickly. The sad irony is that the only child to really fully succeed Henry was crazy Elizabeth, the child he hated the most, and the jokes on Henry even more caused the Boleyn family still return to power after years since they couldn't find other royalty. And Boleyn still got her revenge after all. 2. The Ptolemies, Egypt's house of poison and incest. Cleopatra's family was one of the most dysfunctional dynasties in history. I really like Cleopatra, a highly intelligent and remarkable woman that was ahead of her time. She even had to marry her own father. Her family really was insane. Sibling marriages were normal. Assassinations were routine. Ptolemy VIII murdered his own son and sent the dismembered body to the child's mother. Cleopatra herself survived a brutal succession war by outmaneuvering and possibly poisoning her own siblings. The Ptolemies didn't just fight their enemies, they fought each other. 1. The Habsburgs dynasty. The craziest family ever, I believe. They committed incest. There was a king who was so insane he had his painter paint him with fruit. They built elaborate places to hold their dead. When they went into battle, they took their coffins with them. Europe's most powerful family also had one of the most infamous genetic legacies. The Habsburg jaw, mental instability, and a long list of medical issues came from generations of intermarriage. Their family tree wasn't a tree, it was a wreath. Not sure if this guy really is related to the Habsburgs, but here he is, King Ludwig II of Bavaria, the Dream King. Ludwig lived in a fantasy world of operas, moonlit carriage rides, and imaginary friends. He built fairy tale castles while Bavaria's finances collapsed. A dreamer, but not a ruler. The most unhinged dynasty you've never heard of, the Habsburg Spanish branch. If the main Habsburg line was eccentric, the Spanish branch was catastrophic. Severe inbreeding led to Charles II, known as the Bewitched, who suffered from physical deformities, infertility, and cognitive issues so severe he struggled to speak. His death ended the dynasty because the family had literally bred itself into extinction. Top singular pics of other royals. People you may never have heard about. Queen Joanna of Castile, Joanna the Mad. Joanna's life was a tragic blend of political manipulation and genuine mental illness. She was so obsessed with her husband that she reportedly traveled with his corpse for months. Whether exaggerated or real, her story is one of the most haunting in royal history. Japan, Emperor Nijo and the Cursed Court. Japan's imperial line is the oldest continuous monarchy in the world, and some emperors were deeply troubled. Emperor Nijo was so consumed by nightmares and omens that he believed spirits were hunting him. He performed purification rituals daily and blamed ghosts for political failures. Cambodia, King Norodom Sihanouk's 13 careers. King Sihanouk wasn't crazy, just wildly unpredictable. He ruled, abdicated, returned, became a filmmaker, a singer, a chef, a revolutionary, and then king again. Imagine a monarch who changes careers like outfits. Thailand, King Rama V's ghost hunting court. King Rama V modernized Thailand, but he also believed the palace was haunted. He held elaborate ghost appeasement ceremonies and insisted that certain rooms never be entered after dark. India, the Nizam of Hyderabad's hoarding obsession. The last Nizam of Hyderabad was one of the richest men on earth, but he lived like a hermit. He hoarded mountains of gold and jewels in locked rooms, used a brick as a paperweight, and wore the same tattered clothes for decades. Persia, Shah Nasir al-Din's obsession with photography. Nasir al-Din Shah was so obsessed with photography that he built a private harem studio and took thousands of portraits of his wives, sometimes dressing them in military uniforms or theatrical costumes. His court was basically an early Instagram feed. Ethiopia, Emperor Menelik II's medical experiments. Menelik II was a brilliant leader, but he also performed medical experiments on himself. He tested new medicines by taking random doses, once consuming an entire bottle of laxatives to see what would happen. Spoiler, it wasn't good. Korea, King Yeon Sangin, the tyrant artist. King Yeon Sangin banned criticism, executed scholars, and turned the Royal Academy into a pleasure palace. He forced musicians to perform for him day and night, and punished anyone who looked bored. Morocco, Sultan Moulay Ismail, the bloodthirsty builder. Moulay Ismail ruled Morocco with such brutality that he executed thousands to build his palace. He also fathered over 1,000 children, a world record, and kept meticulous logs of his romantic schedule. Aztec Empire, Moctezuma II's divine delusions. Moctezuma II believed he was literally a living god. He refused to touch the ground, changed clothes 4 times a day, and demanded absolute ritual obedience from everyone around him. Mongol Empire, the Khan who thought he was immortal. Kublai Khan's grandson, Yesuan Timur, believed he was blessed with supernatural protection. He drank mercury elixirs, held shamanic rituals, and executed anyone who questioned his divine destiny. So that was my video. Who do you think was the craziest royal? Or who were the most insane royal families? Like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments.